Hey, how's it going? Back with another video. Decided to bust the blue bowl out and see what kind of gold recovery we can get from that. I haven't used this in a while, so I'll kind of walk you through my setup. Apologize for the background. It's the pontoon boat. We got a boat. My wife wanted a pontoon boat. I wanted a bass boat, so we compromised and got the pontoon boat. Anyway, married guys, you know what I'm talking about. So a few things I want to show you. One of the problems I've had historically with the blue bowl is just keeping it level. You bump it or it rides up on the bucket. Some of the buckets have these ridges, some of them don't. So I saw that if you use these little hose washers and these T-nuts, you can grip it down so your bucket's not going anywhere. It really helps with keeping it level. So the next thing I want to talk about is one of these banjo pans. I just had it sitting around. I didn't really have much use for it, and I decided I would use it in case I got a little too aggressive with the flow on the blue bowl. And that way I had this banjo pan. So you can see I just cut out this bucket just so the banjo pan can sit in there. And one of the other things I did was I replaced the matting that came with the banjo pan. I have two of these with one of these dream mat style mats that go in there. And hopefully that'll help me catch a little bit of any of the gold that washes out. I have my tubing kind of wrapped around this thing because I got too much tubing. In case I use this tube for other things. So I have a valve in line. I don't put the valve right next to the blue bowl because it kind of adds a little bit of turbulent flow. So I put it down here, which smooths out the flow. But you can see I have it fully open because I'm using the speed controller and my DC power supply. So I have the DC power supply set on 12 volts. I think it's set on 2.4 amps, which is what the pump uses. For a pump, I'm using a 750 gallon per hour pump, and I just have it threaded directly into the hose. Nothing special about it. It's just the pump I use for most of my sluice boxes. I do have a dedicated one now for my Flower Gold Wizard mini sluice because that one uses a different diameter hose. Now this isn't a blue bowl tutorial, but if you haven't got a blue bowl and you're looking to get one, you absolutely have to make sure that it's level. And you want to level it every which way you can. And the way you adjust the level, if it's not level, is you adjust these up or down. And then this T-nut just keeps it and locks it in place so it doesn't slide up and down. The flow is kind of the thing you're going to have to mess around with the most. Now this isn't really a tutorial because I'm not the guy you want to be watching on how to use a blue bowl. This is how I use it, and I'm probably wrong. But I just have the flow barely coming up over the cone here. And the material I'm running here, this is 70 to 100. And this is the stuff that I used in my DIY ball mill crushed ore samples, and I got these samples in Minnesota, Missouri, and some Alaskan gold samples, some quartz samples that looked like it had some free mill gold in it. So let's give it a shot. Now this is all real small stuff, and it's crushed ore samples. I did add some jet dry to the water to help keep that gold from floating away, but it's still pretty floaty. It's pretty flat, and it likes to float on me. So we'll keep the flow turned down a little lower than I normally would, and we'll just be patient. So the way the blue bowl works is it uses this vortex action, and the weight of the gold is going to keep the heavier stuff flat on the bottom of the bowl. The lighter stuff through the vortex of the water will be forced up out this cone, and there's a little ridge on this cone, this little horn thing, and what will happen is the lighter stuff will be pushed up and over the cone by the force of the vortex, whereas the heavier stuff will remain in the bowl. And so if you got a little bit of patience and some time, this is a great way to separate this light material. Now panning is probably faster, but I'm not very good at panning, and I had this material sitting around and haven't used the blue bowl in a while, so why not? And so you want to keep an eye on this cone. If you start seeing the black sand and the heavies start coming out and any gold coming up on this ridge, you'll want to lower your flow. And you can always just push it back down, you know, if you see something shiny going up that way, and it'll settle back down. Now, I like to use this little silicone basting brush to move stuff around. Some people use a paintbrush, whatever. This came free with a grill kit or something, so I've been using this. It works really well just for moving that material around in the bowl, getting stuff off of the horn. Some people just use their fingers. You do you. All right, it's been about 3 hours. I ran all the material. It does take a long time for the blue bowl. I forgot just how long it takes to clear out. So I got this little Milwaukee light, and we can see some gold. There's actually gold in that that crushed ore. So it's really easy to pan out. We'll just take our snuffer bottle and snuffer up what's left. Let me give you a close-up so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. Yeah, there we go. You can see that. There are some specks of focus. There are some specks of gold in that stuff that we crushed. So at this rate, this blue bowl will pay for itself sometime in the 2080s. Alright, now I got the banjo pan and dream mat emptied out into here. Let's see what we got. Alright, trust me, there's a little bit of gold in there. Let's go take a better look inside. Alright, so I got this electronic microscope thing here. And let's take a look at the gold. Yeah, there's definitely gold in there. And you can see the gold. There's gold throughout this. There's also some really shiny pieces. Now, some of the stuff did come from near a silver mine in Missouri, so it might be silver. Oops. You can see the gold. I don't know if you can make that out here. I apologize. There is a way to hook this up to a computer. I'm just not that sophisticated. You can see the gold is really rough. Some of these pieces are just really, really rough, which is different than the kind of stuff you find out in the river, because this is all stuff. This is crushed ore samples. So yeah, we did find gold. Didn't find a lot. Was it worth 3 hours of my day? Yeah, I think so. I didn't have anything else better going on. Yeah, so we really did find some gold in those crushed samples. But see, honey, it was worth having a shoebox of rocks under the bed for a couple years, saving it for a rainy day. Look at that. We made nearly a penny. Well, hopefully you found this educational. Again, usually my videos are what not to do. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed, and as always, thanks for watching.